The HD podcast.
We can just keep talking about what we were talking about before.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. But I want to continue this because we can bring this up so then everyone else can start to think about this too. But so we're just talking about tattoos on forearms and
Wait, we actually
on
can
your
have this discussion? Okay.
just a quick one, and then we can move on to my.
I just think it's a wild thing to open up with.
Well, it doesn't matter. Then we can just talk about my dentist trip and then move on to the other things, right? But
all right.
So we were just talking about because we got tattoos on our forearms that kind of have faces on them, but it's just of a bust. I was trying to think of the word, but yours is more like artist impression. Mine's a bit more like quote unquote what it kind of looks like.
Like I think yours is more realism focused.
Yeah.
Whereas mine is like artistic flair and whatever. Yeah.
Which then we ended up talking about. We're just gonna go into it, like pleasuring yourself, right? So and then anyway, So then I was just thinking, and if you have one of these tattoos, it's perfectly fine. You know, you've made this decision, and I'm happy that you made this decision.
Just say it, man. Come on, just say it.
So if you've got it on your arm, a face of someone, could be a famous person, it could be a relative. Did the decision cross your mind about pleasuring yourself or pleasuring someone else, knowing that you were going to have that person's face on your arm for the rest of your life? And is this now a question that you should be asking yourself if you're thinking of getting a tattoo on your forearm?
This is the food for thought
segment. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Nah, I think it's only weird if you think about it like you thought about it. I think if you just, sometimes you have tattoos and you just forget it's there.
Going back to what,
yep.
No, but going back to what I said, imagine if it's like, say it's and if you've lost a parent, if you've lost a parent, that's a sad thing, right? But imagine it's your parent's face or like a dog, like even your dog, bro. Imagine getting your dog's face right here and the year they born, year they died, and it's just you, like you're whacking it or I heard it for the females. I heard it's or for the women. I forgot what's the politically correct version.
I think you meant to say women.
Women.
Cut that out.
Yeah, we cut that out. It's playing on the decks. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
The DJ decks.
It's like boiler room Fred again.
Yes.
Yeah,
man. So that's what we're chatting about. I guess we weren't even chatting about it. I just brought it up. Why did I bring it up? Oh, because I saw your arm and I was like, "Hey, man, you ever just think about this?" So, yeah, that's how we started off.
But anyway, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel.
Yeah,
today we're going to be covering some triggering stuff. I guess. Yeah. Like the main topics. It's going to be like revisiting the whole therapy route. Is it route?
Yeah, it depends where you're from.
You say route?
I say route. No, I say route. Actually.
Pathway.
Yeah.
Route sounds weird.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to briefly touch on the Menendez brothers because we're like extremely late. So
that's how we just do it.
Yeah.
We don't follow trends. We kind of do.
we do. We do.
Yeah, guilty.
Yeah. But with the Menendez brothers, like do you know what it's about?
So I knew about them before this whole like Netflix and everything came about. So yes, but we can leave it for the segment.
How deep are you?
No, I've not even watched it. I just know that I know what happens and I know everything about it, but I knew before anyway. I knew before it became quote unquote pop culture. I knew before.
Okay, so I'll just give my like I didn't know.
Oh, we just jumped straight in.
No. I was gonna lightly touch on it, then we'll circle back.
All right, just the precursor.
Yeah,
warming it up to then come back.
The credits.
Yeah.
So actually, no.
Anyway.
So I like my point of view is I've never like touched on it until the TV show came out, but I've only watched the screenplay adaptation, like the documentary where it's like 9 episodes, as opposed to the actual.
Oh, because okay, I feel like we're getting too deep into this now. If you want to just keep going, or do you want to just keep going?
Do you want me to stop?
No, we can just. I mean, we're here now. We may as well just go all the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Trigger warning, obviously.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And if you don't know, the Menendez brothers are, I think they're both still alive. I think they're in like their late 50s or 60s now, right?
They're still alive, yeah. It's been obviously what happened back in late 1900s.
What? Oh, I hate this guy. Late 1900s. It's correct though.
It's correct, yeah.
It makes sense.
So there was like, I think the duration was like 7 or 8 years where they were first convicted to prison. And there was like trials and tribulations and like mistrials where they ran the whole thing back because the jury couldn't decide on the outcome.
I heard about that, right?
Yeah.
If they get a mistrial, you have to run the whole thing with a fresh set of jurors.
Yeah, essentially, because they have to come to a decision. And like it died down for a bit, I guess, trending wise, and now it's like gone back up, I guess, with the help of Netflix as well.
Yeah, and I think because we spoke about the Dharma one on Netflix, I think it was the same producer, the same director did this one too.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. His name's Ryan something.
Gosling?
Nah. So who we got? Who are these Menendez brothers? Who are they? One's called Lyle.
Lyle's the older brother by I think 3 years.
Talk to him. And what's the young one?
Erik Menendez. So Eric's a bit taller, I guess.
One of them has a toupee.
Yeah.
Well, you could tell, man. The one that is now bald.
Lyle.
Yeah, he had a toupee early.
You know the backstory?
To the toupee? Oh, like to the brothers?
No, the toupee.
Stress. I don't know.
No. They didn't actually explain it properly, but
are we talking about the documentary?
This is purely the adaptation, not the actual documentary.
Okay, because and also right now on Netflix, I think they've got 2 things on these brothers, right? They've got the series, which is like the dramatized series of it.
Yep.
And then they've got more or less like an actual documentary.
Yeah, so documentary is like an hour and a half.
Oh, that's just a one hour kind of thing. Hour and a half thing. All right.
And it's like they cut everything down to simplify it and just be like over the course of like X amount of years, this is like what has concluded from the case thus far anyway. So this is like purely about the adaptation of like 9 episodes, not about the...
Got you.
But maybe we can dive into that like next.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to talk about that. But like just briefly touching on the wig. Actually, now we probably got to like circle back, give some backstory for those who don't know anyway.
Yeah. Go on.
So this guy Jose Menendez, he came from Cuba.
Shout out Cuba, man. I don't know why I put the accent on it.
Shout out Cuba, man.
Shout out Cuba, man. Who else from Cuba? Tony Montana, man. I think Tony Montana is from, or backstory wise, if you know, you know.
Montana?
Tony Montana, man. Scarface. I'm pretty sure he's meant to be Cuban. Even though it's Al Pacino that's playing him.
Yeah. I think he is.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jose Menendez came from Cuba
to
the States, and then he met a beautiful young lady called Kitty. I think that's a nickname.
Nickname Kitty.
Actual name.
No, nickname Kitty.
Nickname? All right. He met Kitty. They fell in love. Anyway, he came from nothing essentially, and he started like just literally washing dishes at a restaurant because no one would take him in. Yeah. So like literally, I came from the bottom, worked his way up, and then eventually he created like a empire or created his wealth from nothing. Yeah, Southeast.
Yeah,
empire, and so he created, and then he went into live entertainment. I think that's the name of the company.
Okay,
live entertainment.
You're telling me.
Tell him.
You're telling me. Yeah.
He went to live entertainment. They had 2 kids, Lyle and Erik Menendez.
Yeah,
and the thing about Jose is that, look, this is like face value. This is like just our opinion, right?
Yep.
He's very fixated on, from what I concluded, the Romans and the Greeks, with like how they used to grow up from boys to become men. So like how the Romans would all like bathe together, or they'd inflict pain on each other. You know, like the movie 300.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a tough.
Yeah. The way you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get you. I was trying to figure out where you're going with this.
All like right. make or break mentality.
So he tried to do that to his sons. He said, "Let's bathe together." Is this where you're going?
That's literally what they did.
Okay.
So it started.
I mean, it's cute until you get to a certain age.
Yeah.
Like if your baby's like 3, I mean that's still chill.
Oh yeah, no, that's like normal, but
that's chill, yeah. But I mean 13.
That's insane.
I'm asking questions.
Mm-mm.
I'm saying, hold on, brother.
Hold on, brother.
Hold on, brother.
So it started with, for both of them, after tennis practice or swimming lessons.
Oh, because so the other thing is, one of them, Lyle maybe.
It was Lyle. He started first, yeah.
With the tennis.
So
one of them was more sporty, like was solid on tennis.
That was Lyle.
And then the other one was more academic. He was a bit more, and he went to Princeton, which is like I think it's a university or a school over in the United States.
No, that was Lyle as well.
Oh, they both did?
No. I don't think Erik did. I think Lyle went to Princeton.
So you're saying Lyle is just the golden child?
Yes, essentially. He was like number one.
Is Lyle also the one that does not have the toupee?
He's got the toupee.
Dang.
He was meant to be like number one, like across sports, academics, because Jose wanted Lyle to go to Princeton.
Got you.
And then go into politics.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they wanted to be like the Kennedys.
Oh, that okay.
Like legit, yeah. And Erik was like, I guess like from what they concluded, like the failed child in a way.
Okay.
Like he couldn't live up to the promises, so he was treated like shit and subjected to more scrutiny and abuse, I suppose.
See, I see how the crash out happened, you know?
Yeah. So it started like when Lyle was 6, and then after sports practice, Jose would have a shower with them, and then like heavy trigger warning. Like it started with like just, you know, bathing each other.
Yeah.
And then it would get to fondling. And then eventually
into all the way with your the
extreme stuff.
From 6, you say?
From age of 6, yeah.
Yeah.
So Lyle's abuse only lasted, I can't remember how long it was, but until the time that Erik was 6-ish.
Okay.
So maybe 3 years. And Lyle knew it stopped because Erik slightly changed, like his demeanor and his like personality and stuff. And I'm not sure how like I would tie this in, but what Jose did to Lyle did to Erik unknowingly.
Oh yeah, like that I don't know what it is. What's the correct term for it? But it's like when you're abused, you then instinctively or like not second nature, but subconsciously you like do that same thing to someone else.
Yeah, even if you hate it so much.
Yeah. Because it's just like it's been ingrained in you.
Yeah, it's like reality to you. So even though Lyle hated it, like the abuse, the sexual abuse and whatever, he ended up doing it to Erik. And then eventually Jose did the same thing to Erik that he started with Lyle.
Yeah.
Except with Erik, it lasted until I think it's like a week or a month before the murders.
Oh, legit.
So that would be from the age of 6 till 18, I think. 17 or 18.
Dang.
Which is like insane. Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
It's crazy. Whoa. Face value, assuming this is all correct. And actual like information.
Correct.
Yes.
No, as in like, yeah, I'm agreeing with you by saying that. Yeah.
So Erik got like the brunt of it. And like through the documentary how he described things, both the parents like hated him and basically treated him like shit essentially, because Lyle was meant to be like the number one golden child.
Yeah.
Got all the accolades and like the achievements and shit. And then it got to a point where Lyle wasn't aware that it was still going on with Erik.
Okay. Yep, I'm listening.
Sort of like finished a long time ago. And then I think, based on the documentary, they're having an argument at the dinner table. And then
like as a family, or the two brothers are
as
arguing
a family.
with each other? Okay.
And then they're arguing, and Kitty came over and like she ripped Lyle's toupee.
Dang,
off.
The toupee, man.
It was
That's
like
crazy.
shiny and bold.
Holy.
He started crying, and Erik didn't know.
That he had the
I think
toupee?
it was only Jose that knew.
Right.
So he went up to his room crying, and Erik approached him and was like, "I got something to tell you. It's still happening to me." And then that's when like it clicked together that they got to do something about this.
Okay.
And I think a year before that, Erik watched a movie called The Billionaire Boys Club. So it's about rich kids who kill their parents.
Shout out to Shout out to BBC, man.
The BBC.
That's the BBC.
Billionaire Boy. That's crazy.
Yo, shout out to BBC, man.
Shout out to BBC. He watched the movie about the rich kids killing his parents for money.
Yeah, like to get the inheritance and all that jazz.
Yeah. So he was really into like screenplay and drama.
Okay.
So he wrote a screenplay about.
Oh, he actually wrote one.
Yeah, with his mate, based on the Billionaires, the BBC.
And then they actually ended up doing the BBC. I mean, sorry, they actually ended up doing the acts, and then I think that's when they found the script, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, interesting."
So that's why they suggested it was premeditated, because from that point of view, it looks like everything was like planned out.
Yeah.
Inspired by the movie, and like adapted for the screenplay.
Yeah.
To when they actually did it. So Just a lot of like physical, sexual, emotional, mental abuse.
All of it, yeah, of course.
Like from the age of 6, which is like crazy. And then they just decided together they'll do it, and then they did it. And
yeah, well, I saw, and it's probably in the documentary too. Oh, did you say you finished it?
I've watched all 9 episodes. Yeah.
So I think what is it like? They, from what I remember, they come in, shotguns, basically like blow the parents like faces off or whole bodies off.
So they're having a night in, and then watching a movie. I think they fell asleep. So the 2 boys walked in. They woke up and they're like, "Yo, what the fuck is all this then?" Not with that accent.
Yeah, of course.
And they got the shotguns out, like pumped them. Pause. So they shot them, and then because like the amateurs, it wasn't a clean, so they ended up using like all the shells basically, and then Lyle had to go back, reload, come back, and put Kitty out of her misery.
Okay, that's the mom. Yeah,
because they just like butchered the actual killing part.
Yeah.
And they did an alibi where they were at a restaurant for ages. The 2 boys after the murder.
Yeah, I know about this one.
So if you imagine it's like 7 p.m, it gets committed. They go to a restaurant, stay there for a couple of hours, then they ring in. Yo.
Yeah, I saw that part. I saw the actual, and I heard the actual recording too. It's like they called the police, and it was like, oh, someone's they've been killed, and then the person, the respondent is like, who's been killed? And it's like, oh, I don't know, they're not here anymore, or some shit like that. So it was like,
they blamed it on mafia.
Yeah, the mob,
because they're saying like the father's like mixed in with all this like illegal dodgy shit, so they thought that would be the way. But like, they didn't like approach it post murder that well, because they spent a shitload of money.
Yeah, so I heard that too. So I heard they just started going in on watches, like expensive watches, and
Rolexes
stuff to
and
do
shit.
with tennis, like lessons or whatever it was, or they just went crazy on it. Started going, yeah.
They ended up spending like $700K.
Yeah, I guess like mentally they probably weren't stable their whole life. So then you just crashed out and obliterated your parents. Probably don't have a stable mind after that either.
So you think
probably
it's more
goes worse?
So you think it's more like, if that's the lifestyle they're used to, they'll just amplify it because that's what they know best.
As in to do like
with the overspending and shit. Yeah,
I reckon the overspending is almost like but then I wasn't in their shoes, but you could almost. Well, I'd assume it's like a euphoria, like a they're finally free type of thing. It's like, fuck, we're free, man.
Exhilarating.
Just start crashing out with the credit cards or whatever it was, man.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I'm thinking. Like, you're finally free of the horror, the terror. You're an abuser. You're finally free. It's like, what can I do now? Shit, I got cash. And they probably thought, like, our story's solid, bro. Mafia? Yeah, they did that.
That's literally what they thought.
100%. I would too. I mean, no, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't do that. Yeah, man. So what are we saying about the mom, though? Because I heard the dad was the one that did everything, right? So he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He can be 17. We can throw him into the core. What's the core? Center of the earth, baby. Let him burn in there, man.
Shout out the earth.
Yeah, man. What are we saying about the mum? Is she an enabler or not?
The mom knew.
So the mum knew, yeah, but she never tried to stop anything, or what?
She was.
It's a very touchy subject, you know, because
allegedly she knew.
Okay, so allegedly she knew this. All right, let's go with the fact that she knew it was happening, and let's say she didn't know the whole time. Let's say she only found out when old boy was like 15. So from 15 to 18 or 15 to 17, she knew for those like 3 years or whatever. Are we saying that mom's complicit?
There was like a part in the episode where, I don't know if it was 100% correct, but based off the documentary, he was sitting like doing his work. She comes and she's like, can you tell me if there's anything going on with the boys, like sexually?
As in the dad?
Yeah. And
the dad was doing stuff?
Jose like confesses like, yeah, but like it's to do with me making them men. That was like a couple of years before the murders. And then I think she was like battling like alcohol. What's the word? Alcoholism?
I don't know. I think that's the word, yeah.
We should know.
No, I don't know this.
Like a large amount of alcohol and
amount of alcohol.
Drugs to just knock her out of a...
Yeah, so she was aware enough about it, and then she was just trying to avoid it or forget it. Probably scared herself.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for her was that she really wanted to have a family,
A happy home.
so she was willing to sacrifice or perhaps overlook some of these things to maintain that.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense though, because what is happiness to you? Your two sons, the only two sons that you have, are being abused by their dad.
She, from what I gathered, like she didn't love them that much.
Yeah, so then like, what's her happiness then?
I don't fucking know, man.
That makes no sense, man. We're gonna have to,
because Jose,
he
cheated multiple times.
Yeah, he was on that route.
Yeah, and she knew about it as well.
I mean, technically, because if he was doing, like, he was basically cheating on her with his own kids, right? Because I mean, on a fucked up level, though. But
well, I meant like other women and men.
Oh, so he was on the streets just going crazy. Yeah. So this guy had probably on a power trip. I reckon he probably. I wonder what happened to him to go into this power trip. Like, who do you think?
I'm glad you asked.
Oh yeah, they've been into that as well, allegedly, right? Because he's dead now, so we don't know.
Same thing happened to him when he was a kid in Cuba.
Okay.
With his mother, and then his older sister was like, "No, you can't do that. That's like wrong." And then his mother was like, "Nah, it's fine. We're just being silly people," and that fucked him up mentally. So I guess a generational thing where they carried forward, pass it to their offspring and shit.
So it wasn't a Roman Greek thing. It was
But he was
my mama
like
from Cuba. It's probably not a Cuban thing, by the way.
No.
It's definitely not a. I don't
But
think so.
he like used the Roman ways to I don't know, like validate the kind of shit that was happening, because he didn't like the word homosexual, and he didn't consider himself like bisexual or homosexual.
Right. He just considered himself powerful.
Yeah. So like what he described it as is like the Romans would, do these things as men together to feel connected as one another. So they go through pleasure and pain to solidify their bond, but it wasn't anything homosexual.
That whole part that you just said, is that what they said on the documentary, or this is something else that you've like heard of?
No, this is what they painted it out to be. This is how they described it. And like when he was talking, this is like what he...
again, in the dramatized version though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess it makes sense given the types of acts he committed. Because with Erik, he would like use pins on his
areas,
genitalia,
as
a act of pain, and Erik would go on to describe there's different versions of the sexual abuse. So he'd use the words like nice sex, and the really bad one was rough sex. So rough sex is like when it's like violent.
Oh,
and there's like pins, torture, pretty much. Yeah, and then there's the other one where, like, the other fucked up thing was because the boys would be performing oral sex on him, on Jose. So they would sprinkle the food with cinnamon because it would make the juices taste better.
Nah, I didn't need all that detail, man.
Hey man, if I gotta know, you gotta know.
I didn't need all that, man. Yeah, all right. Shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man.
All right, man. Yeah, so that deserved to die. I mean, I can't judge, but I can judge. You know what I mean?
You know what Tupac said? Only God can judge.
Yeah, that's what he said, right? But I mean, I'm just looking at. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Extremely fucked up.
You help.
I think like the degree of how twisted the whole thing is. Like imagine like your whole life just like going through that. It's almost like too hard to believe.
Yeah, and then
in a way,
but and not to take away from them, and then it's like how many other stories of even worse or something similar is like out there happening now, or in countries where because I think when they got locked up, and they probably didn't even touch on or didn't even speak about the mental health aspect of what had happened to them. No. They probably didn't even touch on sexual abuse at all throughout the trials at all. So that's why I think, what did they get? They got life? Is that what they got? They got life in prison, and then
so the first trial they couldn't decide, and the second trial they were found guilty, but it was up to the jury to decide if they wanted death or like double lifetime imprisonment.
It's just life.
Yeah, but like for some reason they said double. Yeah, like 2 lifetime.
It's because it's probably one for the dad, one for the mum.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, they're still in prison.
Yeah, but now fast forward to, or not fast forward to, but now since the documentary, or since the popularity of the series, I should say, and then all this, I guess the way the world is now, or where it's like you talk about sexual abuse, and sexual abuse happens men to men. Now it's like apparently they're going to be. I think it was actually yesterday, or is it today? There's a judge that's going to be really looking at the trial and the case and everything to see if they can.
Is this just the Menendez case or every case?
Just the Menendez case.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's the judge is going to be looking at it potentially to see if they're going to get free or reduce their sentence and then probably free them based on like time served, because I don't know what they've been locked up since 99, 98, what was it?
Somewhere around that time,
yeah, man. And I mean, in all the prison photos, they look happy. They look happy, man. They're probably doing programs and I don't know, man, like the trauma and all that shit that happens in prison anyway. But it was probably a prisoner at home anyway. Probably a prisoner at home, prisoner in prison.
Like their reality would be so warped that I think maybe that's why one of the reasons they didn't bring it up as something they need to inform police of, or like the psychologist, because starting at such an early age, not being exposed to other people or not bringing up the subject to other people when you're younger, it's like to them it's just normal.
And going back to the psychologist part, right? That's I think that's how they got actually caught out. Is this? I think the psychologist. So one of their psychologists, he was pillow talking with a shorty because he was sleeping with someone. The psychologist,
Dr. Ozil,
yeah, he was sleeping with shorty, right? And then he just said, "Yeah, one of my patients killed her parents." He said something like that. And then she freaked out. She said, "911, what's good?"
Yeah, literally, because you had a bunch of tapes.
Now, is that a breach of confidentiality? I'm gonna just put that out there, because is there not meant to be between? There's a law that like there's a specific profession that you can tell them whatever you want and they're not allowed to say anything. I'm pretty sure I don't know if it's a psychologist, but I'm pretty sure there's a breach of confidentiality.
Doesn't it depend on the case though?
It might be. I mean, you kill someone, so it might be a bit different, as opposed to like, I stole a lolly when I was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that's how they got caught. I think the reason why they got caught, I think initially,
they were saying that in the trials, talking about Dr. Ozil, he wasn't actually qualified at the time, and the secretary he was having an affair with, he would drug her and rape her. And
it's a whole mixed bag, man.
Yeah, like blackmail her. So like Erik came up to him after the murders. I gotta confess, like, this is what I did, and he's like, "Oh hell no!" So he ended up recording it, and then
that was right. Yeah, he recorded. Yeah,
put the tapes in like some safes, and then he told the woman he was having an affair with, and this woman eventually ended up living in the same house as him to protect her.
As who?
Dr. Ozil, the psychologist.
To protect her from?
Like being murdered, I guess. Because like they
got money and stuff. They could have put a hit out or something.
Yeah, so they were all living together, which is like equally as fucked up. And I think she got kicked out of the house, and that's when she approached the police. She's like, "Look what I got."
Yeah, I've got something for you.
That's when they arrested them.
Yeah, man. Overall, it's a crazy and a sad story. I mean, to sit through not even sit through, but to go through the trauma that they went through growing up, even into like your late
teens, your
formative years, man, of needing nurture, but they're getting complete opposite. It's crazy.
Yeah, like everything, like from what they perceive as love or happiness, or like
distorted.
Yeah, so twisted.
Manipulation in all forms, and then on the other side, actually, like killing someone, even that is like that, and not even like just a casual kind of stab you. It's like I'm gonna fucking run out of shotgun bullets and I'm gonna go back to the trunk and get some more, and I'm gonna come back and you're still gonna be on the floor, and I'm gonna have to finish the job.
I feel like an injection would be better, but then you couldn't be like, "Oh, the mafia did it."
All right, bro. Where are they gonna fucking? I guess they got the money, and
like it's.
But you could probably trace that a bit better. You could probably trace like lethal injection. Fuck, I don't know, man. It's America in the 90s.
At least with like the mafia, they could be like, oh, they're trying to send a message.
Yeah.
That's why they made it like such a scene. But they definitely didn't think it through. I think like post murder anyway, how they were dealing with shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, heavy.
Man, big
heavy thing. I'll watch the
man.
actual documentary for next time. And maybe you can watch a bit.
Maybe.
What?
Maybe I'll watch the documentary only.
All right.
Because the series is what, 9 episodes. I'm assuming 43 minutes each.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah, actually 52, right? Netflix goes all the way.
Something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna see about that, man.
But on a lighter note.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something. No, I was gonna talk about just like music.
Yeah, man. What time are we at? I can't even see straight. Because I don't have my glasses on, not because of the drink. So in the last 2 weeks, that was the last time we dropped, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the last 2 weeks, we've had a lovely friend of ours, Mr. Lamar, Kendrick, to be exact.
Get up.
Oh, that's what you want to talk about, right?
Yeah, I want to talk about Kendrick, man.
Yeah, man.
Because you listened to the whole album?
Multiple times.
Me too.
I have. Backstory. Coming out of the Drake, I think we covered it.
No, we did cover
briefly,
it.
Yeah. Coming out of that, and then there's the gridiron sport, or the NFL sport. The finals is called Super Bowl, and Kendrick was nominated, well, not nominated, but selected to perform at halftime. And the halftime performances for Super Bowl is always like, who's going to be performing, yada yada. It's a big look, etc., etc. And then Kendrick was announced. And I mean, location wise, if you really care, it's in like New Orleans in America. The biggest artist in New Orleans is Lil Wayne, who's tied to Drake. So and then everyone was like, it should be Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
So there's all that. But and then in my humble opinion, I don't think Lil Wayne can like perform at a Super Bowl because of just Super Bowl. If you've seen any Super Bowl shows, like probably the Beyonce one, the Rihanna one, it's really like performative. It's like you're moving, bro. Like you're running through it. Even the Weeknd did. I think Weeknd did like the COVID one, 2020. Bro, it was running everywhere, like on the pitch for this performance. And if you've ever seen the Lil Wayne performance, it's more like I'm not really moving. I'm just faded and I'm singing.
Yeah, it's not like like on the same entertainment level.
Yeah, it's not a performance.
Nah, like not what they expect anyway. Correct.
So Kendrick was selected. A whole industry, not whole industry, but a lot of people weren't liking that decision. Blah blah blah. Anyway,
no, I think it was just like Lil Wayne's troop.
And no, but it was still like a lot of people that were like
Drake
it shouldn't have been Kendrick. Kendrick's only getting this because he did the whole beef with Drake. Yada yada.
Yeah.
So and then it was anticipated because a lot of artists do this where like leading into the Super Bowl performance, they might drop something because obviously everyone's like all eyes on them. So everyone's like trying to listen and wait out for something new, fresh. But Kendrick did different. What did he do?
What didn't he do?
So, well, man, I don't even know what day it was. It must have been around. It was like a Wednesday, Thursday, maybe for us. I don't know. But I jump on my Instagram.
He dropped a music video, like a teaser
on his Instagram. Yeah,
I think it was on YouTube, and then
so I saw this one. Something was on Instagram that I saw, and I was like, "Oh, nice! It's something's happening. It looks cool." He's posted up on this car called the car is called the GNX, like it's an actual car brand. So I was like, "Oh, cool picture. Come to find out, it was a fucking album or an EP, a mixtape, a little throwaway."
I'd say it's an actual album.
I'd say it's in the realm of it's an album. I was trying to think Untitled Unmastered, but Untitled Unmastered is literally just Untitled Unmastered. Like there's no.
That's an actual EP.
There's like no names on it or nothing at all. So we're gonna go with an album. So he threw out a little album here.
It's very like West Coast inspired, I feel.
Super West Coast.
So like I've watched a couple of videos on it, and I think every song is a tribute to
there's a group
some rapper.
There's a group called a group or a person. I think it's a group. SVW. I think that's who they are.
Yeah.
But a lot of the songs on here are sampled by samples of SVW are used, who are like heavy in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I think it's SVW. And then there's a lot of again being LA So there's a lot of Mexican culture, Mexican influence. So there was a lot of I don't know what the genre is called, but there's a Spanish singing woman, lady. Maybe not bachata. I don't know. It's not bachata, but and then like the guitar.
Like the intro to the song.
Intro to a lot of the songs.
Yeah, it's very like.
It's very LA. Like it's super LA.
Yeah, that is just beautiful.
Oh, it's poetic.
Justice.
Yes. Which is a
song
movie.
What? It's a song, but with Drake.
It came out. The movie came out first. There's a movie called Poetic Justice. It's a Tupac movie.
Okay.
Tupac and Janet Jackson.
Anyway, so you dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah, man. He dropped 14 songs. What's that? 12 songs. My bad.
What was your initial impression? Like, how did you, in his discography, where do you compare it?
Oh,
initially,
let me suss the whole catalog, right? Initially, it's up, but it's not up. You know, it's there, but it's not wow. You get me? I'd say it's above the Black Panther album he put out.
That wasn't even an album, man. That was a soundtrack for a movie.
Dang, man. You know, I can't even. It's probably overly dedicated. It might be over Section 80. I don't think it trumps anything. Maybe I put it over To Pimp a Butterfly and Mr. Morale. But I don't think it doesn't top Damn. Obviously, Good Kid, Mad City at the top.
So you're saying it's third?
Third or fourth? I feel like this is missing an album.
I'm gonna need a number.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna throw it out there and just say fourth.
So you got Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's third?
To Pimp a Butterfly.
And you got GMX.
GNX. Yeah.
Fourth.
GNX. Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, you got it.
I got it third.
All right, that's not too bad. That's like, what are you replacing? To Pimp a Butterfly.
I got Good Kid, Mad City top. Then I got Mr. Morale.
Oh yeah, for real?
Yeah, it's Mr. Morale's growing on me for like a shitload.
Yeah. It's an adult album.
I think especially because like I watched his performance when he came to Melbourne. I was like crazy, like such a good performance.
Oh, the Mr. Morale tour. Oh,
yeah, and the Big Steppers.
Yeah.
And then I probably have GNX.
Yeah.
Third. Fourth, probably Section 80.
Section 80, yeah.
Because it's just nostalgic, I feel.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, GNX, it might age really well. I don't know.
GNX?
Yeah.
There's a couple songs that I'm like, I could do without. But a lot of the songs, I'm like, I'm fucking born and raised in LA.
Reincarnated was a tribute to Tupac.
Yeah, I picked that one.
That up?
I picked that one straight away. I said, as soon as the beat dropped, I said, ain't no fucking way he's doing this.
It was giving me
crazy.
It was reminiscent of Sing About Me and Dying of Thirst. I feel anyway, like the same sort of, maybe not delivery, but like just how well constructed it is.
Well, the song. I don't know if we want to go into song like details of each song, but.
No, we just touch on like our favorites.
Reincarnated is definitely up there. The cool thing is, and I'm still trying to figure it out, is like he goes through three lifetimes in that one song. So he goes through someone that was born in 1947 in Michigan, and then he's then reincarnated as a woman who's addicted to narcotics, but still a very good singer on the Chitlin circuit. I don't know what that is. That's some American thing. I don't know what Chitlin circuit is, but that's very American.
This is like the middle part, yeah?
Huh? Yeah, the middle part of the song.
Yeah.
And then the last song is him as Kendrick.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah. As like the savior.
Okay.
But yeah, the first one I was thinking maybe he was trying to say he was like Elvis. I thought Elvis because he's in 1947 Michigan. I don't know if that's Elvis, but I just thought it was Elvis the way he was like rapping and talking about it. And then the lady, there's a singer called Billie Holiday. I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
She's old, like obviously she's from back then, but like super soulful singer, like majestic.
The other one was Luther.
Yeah, that was the other song, right? Oh, you like that song?
I like that song. Yeah, it's growing on me.
Luther was good. The first song, Whacked Out Murals, I just liked it for the beat, hard.
The beat was hard.
Yeah, hard.
Track 2 is, I think, just nostalgic at this point.
Yeah, Squabble Up.
Yeah,
I think it's because it's at the end of the Lucy that he threw out, Not Like Us, on the video. At the end of the video, Squabble Up plays.
Yeah. No, well, hold up.
What? It is.
Isn't it? They're Not Like Us.
On the Not Like Us video. At the end of the video, Squabble Up plays.
But then it plays at the start as well. The music video. It
Squabble
intros.
Up. Isn't it transition? If you play the videos back to back?
Not like us. The beginning of the videos has part of Squabble Up in it.
Oh, okay. Nah, man. I can't remember the start of it. I just remember the end of it.
I don't know the lyrics, but it's like...
And it's like...
reincarnated. Yeah.
Fuck, man. What a song, bro. Yeah.
And he talks about the broccoli.
yeah.
And then it leads into Not Like Us.
And then at the end, it does it again, surely. Oh, I'm tripping.
I think it does, yeah.
Fact check this.
I think it does, yeah.
We'll fact check this.
Yeah.
We'll give him a spin. TV off, obviously. That's the one where he screams mustard.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to scream it for a second.
Nah.
Oh, man. The other good song, I like GNX. That's like, again, that's super LA beat. It's like the second last song. And then I like what he did. And this is why I think there's going to be, mark my words. Are you ready to mark them down?
I'm marking.
What timestamp are we? 40, whatever that says, 43?
Yep.
There's going to be another album before the Super Bowl from Kendrick Lamar. Let me tell you why. Because he's got the Heart Part 6 on this one. And there's always, I feel like whenever he throws a Heart Part 6 on something, there's always something else that's going to follow. So I'm going to put that out there like that.
Like next year?
I'm going to put that out there.
Next year?
Yeah, I don't expect him to drop in December, no. So I'm going to say maybe kick off Jan. Super Bowl is in Feb, I think. I don't know. I don't watch that sport. So
like the biggest thing about him is that he's been consistently good.
Well, what else is big about him? That's a crazy statement to say about another man.
The greatest thing about him, not the biggest thing.
Yeah.
His consistency. Which
hang on a second, mate. Like, what's consistency to you? Because
consistently good material.
Okay.
Different dynamics.
Okay. Because I was gonna say consistency is like obviously you're repeating to do something over and over again. But there's critics have said like, nah, Kendrick ain't it because he releases and then he just dips and then he comes back after 2-3 years and then he's like, here's another one.
Yeah, but they're not bad albums.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because on the other hand, you have Drizzy Drake, who's like back-to-back albums, and like, yeah, they're cool. But you got a lot of throwaways on that one, I believe, on a lot of his albums. So I'm expecting something else from Kendrick before the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying.
Which can't be the same. Which can't be said the same way. I can't say the same. I can't say the same thing about Frank.
Bro, isn't your first English? Oh shit.
You what?
Nah, man, I'm broke.
Say that again.
I'm broke. Isn't your first language English?
My first English language?
Isn't your first English?
Now on Saturdays.
I'm dead.
After business hours, I'm free baller.
Man. Sorry, we were talking about consistency, and then we thought about consistent people, and then who's not consistent?
Frank Ocean.
Frank motherfucking Ocean. Tell me about Frank Ocean, Devin, and why? Why do we need more Frank Ocean? Firstly,
because
what a man.
No, like the biggest thing about Frank Ocean is his ability to connect with his audience. And I feel like I had to get to like the mature music listening age to be able to appreciate him for what he is and what he brings forward. Okay. Especially, I guess if we were just comparing Orange to Blonde.
Yeah.
Orange was like, for me, it was like number one. Because that's what I feel like made him.
Oh, there it is.
In terms of blowing him up. Pause. Whereas...
actually, yeah, okay.
With Blonde, you got to appreciate it. Like have a bit more of a acquired taste. Because I definitely prefer Blonde over...
Yeah, you prefer Blonde over... I think I probably just nostalgia-wise... Channel Orange for me, but that's based off of nostalgia. By 2012, man, what a time to be alive. Yeah, nostalgia for me. Yeah. I'm taking that. I'm trying to find his because he has another, and maybe they've taken it off.
It's not on Spotify.
Novocaine?
That should still be on there.
No, it's in the album.
No, I only got the song. There's no album. There's only 2 albums.
Nah, man. This is how I know you're not a Frank fan.
What do you mean?
There's a guy listening right now called Nielsen, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Novocaine, like I know the song.
Nah, but there's another EP/album thing. That
so what I'm saying, it's not on Spotify. That's what I'm saying, man. Bro.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, where is it?
I'm saying it's not there.
man, that needs to be on there because I forgot what it's called. Let me just Google it quickly while you keep talking about Mr. Ocean.
So I guess like what Nielsen is trying to ask the experts allegedly.
Fuck, man. Nostalgia Ultra.
Nostalgia. So what's on that?
That's the one that had the fucking
that's
BM
on Spotify.
You get it on Spotify. That's just, it had Novocaine, Strawberry Swing. Oh my days. Yeah, I need this on DSPs.
But the question I wanted to ask is, why do we think Frank is not
Swim
dropped?
good? Bro's just living it up, man. I don't fucking know. Why doesn't he drop? I think there's probably like, well, firstly, this is just assumptions, right? Because we're not obviously in the headspace of the person. But that could be the same thing could be said, or similar things could be said about someone like Andre 3000, who a lot of people say the same thing. You obviously know Andre 3000.
But at least Andre features sometimes.
No, Frank's on a couple Lucy's. He's featured on things. He's offered his voice to a few singles and stuff, but he's not put out his own body of work since Blonde, which was, well, correction. Let me find it again, because he actually put something else out like the same week as Blonde. Let me find it.
Yeah. But what I mean is like they're both super particular about
their art form,
who they feature with.
As in, yeah, got you. Like if they are going to be on a single, they're very particular with who they are on it with.
Yeah. So I feel like
endless.
They're definitely people that stay true to what their music stands for, and not just like saying, "Yeah, I'll feature on this song," even if it doesn't align with like what I represent.
Yeah, there's a word I'm trying to think of. Saturate. They're not trying to saturate the market with just their voice, just for the sake of staying in the I don't know, staying
in the game.
Thank you. And I guess that could be said the same thing about like Kendrick, right? Like he doesn't have to always consistently drop. Like he's not trying to push for, to consistently be on spins and all of that jazz. So that might be the same thing for Frank Ocean. But yeah, man, this time right now, Frank, brother, we're 2 years from 10 years of Blonde. So I need something, man. I need something.
I get, yeah, it's like trash. The fact that we don't have new material from him, but also it allows us time.
Yeah.
To appreciate what is.
Oh shit.
And that's my word of the day. Yeah, appreciation.
Man. Appreciation. Talk to him. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Because yeah, man. The new age kind of like artists, it's kind of like fuck, just drop. Create music, drop.
More often than not,
relax, man.
The record label would say you gotta like produce.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you're right.
So and so.
Yeah, man. Talking about record labels, it's probably something that we don't really care about. We're not going to really talk too much on it. But did you see about Drake? Has submitted a lawsuit or suing UMG, Universal Music Group.
Why?
So apparently, going back to Drake and Kendrick and the whole beef thing, and this is actually something that's really big in the music industry. Not me talking like I'm in this industry, but anyway. So Drake is suing UMG, again, Universal Music Group. Basically, they own a whole bunch of shit. They also partially own or have stocks in Spotify.
Okay.
So there's a group called UMG. They have stocks in Spotify. And what Drake and his team are saying is that UMG did some strategic things to bump up, not like us, to keep it spinning, et cetera, which is a song that defames him. So he's putting a lawsuit against them. And also the lawsuit is, again, because he's obviously accused of being a pedophile in the song. So it's the whole defamation thing. So he's going at the big dogs, man. So I'm a shout out Drake, man, because like man's got a lot of cash. And that's also why, you know how he dropped the 100 gigs thing, or he's been dropping this thing called 100 gigs?
No.
So it's like some Lucy's that he's been dropping recently, some like 3-packs. Some are good, some are trash, but he's just dropping stuff without, because again, I just know like surface level stuff about the music industry. But you can, if you're signed, right, you got a deal. And let's say the deal is you have to release like 5 albums in 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you're free, quote unquote, free from your deal. But what some artists do is they release EPs and they specifically say these are EPs so they can keep music going out. But I think it doesn't fulfill, or it does fulfill the
like
contract. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So they're just throwing out whatever to meet the quota of 5 albums in 1 year, for example.
I think you can tell this artist because, like, just the level of effort they put into the album is not nearly.
The passion's gone, man.
Yeah,
passion for the game,
which is sad to see, but.
And I mean, that's going back to Frank, man. So Frank, don't feel rushed. You know, we're not trying to rush you here, but I mean, feed the streets. You know?
The streets.
Feed the streets, guys.
Nah, that's a good one. I don't think we have time to touch on the therapy thing.
Nah, man. Maybe we save it for next episode. You know.
Yeah.
On that one, on the next one.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, man. We can wrap it up. What's the time? I can't even see.
52.
Shit, 52, man.
52.
Can I just talk about my dentist real quick or not?
Nah, you got 2 minutes.
I got 2 minutes, man. So check this out, man. So I went to my dentist, right? And my dentist was like, "Oh yeah, it's just very clean." And like my bottom row, right? One tooth kind of overlaps the other tooth slightly. So to clean it, she had to jam some shit in there to like just to open the gap a little bit so she can like clean it. And if you haven't had your teeth cleaned in a while, go get it done.
Every 6 months.
2 times a year. And floss daily. And I hope you're brushing 2 times a day. At least 2 times. 1 time a day. Maybe 2.
I'd say 2.
Go with 2-time brush, 1 time floss. At least 1 time floss. So yeah, man. So she's grabbing this thing. So I got the glasses on. I'm chilling. I'm just staring up at the roof. I hate it. So I'm doing this the whole time. That's my distraction from when they're violating my mouth. I'm doing this. Right? So I'm doing this with my hands on the chair.
Yeah.
And so she's like going in, and then she kind of steps away, and I'm like, man, we up to the polish part. I'm done. She comes back and she starts jamming this fucking. She's going like crazy. She's fucking pushing this thing in between the gap, right? And I'm just eating it. I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna show no pain. This doesn't hurt. Fuck it. I'm dying on the inside. So then she's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." She asked, obviously, because my hand's doing this the whole time. So then she
like sweat and shit,
bro. I'm drenched.
Yeah.
So then she starts to get the floss. It's thick floss, and then she's cleaning it, and she's like, "Oh, you okay? You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. Still doing this, right?" So she had wedged the thing in, but she had removed it. Mentally, I thought it was still there. So mentally, I'm still in pain. I'm still fucked up.
Oh, okay.
So
did she numb it?
Nah, man, no numbing, no.
Damn.
It's just a clean.
Yeah, but you can still get the light numbing they put on your gums.
Come on, man.
I mean, you wouldn't be doing this.
It's a 15-minute trip.
If that was the
That's
thing.
a distraction thing, you know? Yeah, man. So I hit the clean, and then after, she's like, "Oh, put this in your mouth and just clench on it. I just want to check something, right?" And I took an X-ray too, just for like a 2-year thing anyway. And then she's like, "Oh, okay, try this one." So then she put this fucking piece of paper in my mouth, and she's like, "Just hold it." So I clenched down, right, to hold it. And then she's like, "You see here?" And then she fucking decided to show me the paper. She's like, "You see this? You clenched too much." I said, "Yo, fucking chill out. You told me to hold it." She's like, "Nah, usually people just hold it. Like their teeth stay like this much apart."
Yeah.
But she's like, you like close. I'm like, "Yeah, you told me to hold it." And then she's like, "Yeah, so this is why you need, we might need to look into like a little night guard thing. So then you stop grinding your teeth or you stop like clenching and shit." Cause she's like, "I can feel your jaw and your head, like your temple. When you close your mouth, I feel it. You're clenching." I said, "Yo, babes, just clean my teeth. Let me head the fuck out. I'm gonna see you in 6 months.
What the fuck?
Don't try and catch this extra."
Was she like, "You gotta get your tires changed as well"?
She may as well.
Like your oil's like low.
"Yo, babes, just clean it and let me go, man. I'll catch you in 6 months." Shit. But yeah, man, that was my little trip. It was cool. She's nice. I like her. I've been going there for like, I don't know, 10 years or whatever.
You want to shout out the institution?
Shout out Ava Dental, man. If you ever see this, shit, run me my discount, gang. Dang. Yeah, man. That's it. Now we can say peace. Catch you next week.
Peace. See you next week.
Yeah.
Take care.
Peace.